The jungle air was thick and heavy, pressing down like a living blanket, humid and almost suffocating. Moisture clung to every living thing, beading on leaves and fur, seeping into every crevice of the forest. Deep in the heart of this wild, untamed place, a river snaked through the trees, a lifeline and a boundary, a kingdom ruled by a king with scales and teeth. An ancient crocodile, a living relic from a forgotten age, lay motionless near the muddy bank, only his eyes and nostrils breaking the surface, betraying his presence. For years, he was the undisputed ruler here, his power absolute, his authority never questioned by any creature daring to approach. Other animals approached the water with extreme caution, their senses heightened, knowing one wrong step could be their last in this perilous domain. Monkeys chattered warnings from the trees, their voices echoing through the canopy, alerting all to the lurking danger below. Deer tensed at every ripple, muscles coiled and ready to flee at the slightest sign of movement. The crocodile was a master of ambush, his presence casting a shadow of fear that stretched far beyond the water's edge. Stories of his hunts, buffalo dragged under in a violent surge of water, boar vanished in a blink, were whispered throughout the jungle, passed from one wary animal to the next. He believed himself invincible, the apex predator, his reign unchallenged, his confidence growing with every successful hunt. Scarred from battles with rivals and survivors, he had endured droughts and floods, always emerging stronger, his legend growing with each season. The river was his fortress, its winding channels and hidden depths his domain, every creature that entered a potential meal, every shadow a possible threat. But even kings can be challenged, and in the jungle, the balance of power can shift in the blink of an eye. High above the forest floor, another hunter moved, silent, graceful, and almost invisible to the world below. Her presence was felt only in the faint rustle of leaves and the fleeting shadow that danced across the canopy. A leopard, her golden coat dappled with rosettes that shimmered in the filtered sunlight, slinked along a sturdy branch. Each step was measured, her muscles rippling beneath her fur as she moved with practiced stealth. She was called Kali, a ghost in the leaves, her movements almost supernatural. She was driven not by a desire for dominance, but by a fierce need to protect her cubs, her only family in this wild world. Hidden in a den nearby, her two tiny cubs waited, their eyes wide and trusting. They depended on her for every meal, every lesson, and every moment of safety in the dangerous jungle. Every risk she took, every calculated move was for them. Their survival was her only mission. Kaylee had watched the crocodile for days, learning his habits, his patience, and the dangers that lurked along the riverbank. She knew the river was both a source of life and a place of peril. Most animals avoided this place, wary of the silent predator beneath the water's surface, but her cubs were too young, too fragile to travel far from the safety of their den. The river was a lifeline for all who lived here, and a constant threat, its dangers hidden just below the surface. Today, the relentless thirst of her cubs forced her to act, to risk everything for their sake. She descended from the trees, her heart steady and her senses sharp, ready to face whatever dangers awaited in this perilous gamble for her family's survival. The crocodile sensed a new presence, a sharp, feline scent. He saw Kaylee emerge, bold and unafraid, a rival rather than prey. She stopped at the bank, muscles coiled, staring directly at his hiding place. The air grew tense. The jungle held its breath. With a sudden surge, the crocodile lunged, jaws snapping, a display of power. He expected her to flee, as all others did. But Kaylee stood her ground, snarling, her fur bristling. She refused to be intimidated, her golden eyes burning with defiance. The crocodile was confused. This was no ordinary challenger. She was not here as a victim. Her courage was unmistakable. The king's authority was being tested. Bewildered, the crocodile slid back into the water, circling for another attack. He was used to fear, not defiance. Kaylee, focused and alert, paced the bank, tracking his every move. She wasn't seeking a fight, she was creating a distraction. Her goal, outsmart, not overpower. She feigned a lunge, drawing his attention. The crocodile exploded from the water, jaws snapping. Kaylee leapt aside, agile and precise. The dance continued, his brute force against her cunning. Frustration grew. He couldn't land a blow. So focused on Kaylee, he missed what was happening nearby. The real reason for her bravery was about to be revealed. As the crocodile prepared to strike again, a faint mewing caught his attention, slicing through the tension in the air like a whisper of hope. Two leopard cubs, small and vulnerable, emerged from the reeds, their cautious steps carrying them to the water's edge, unaware of the danger that lurked nearby. Kayleigh's brave distraction had given them a precious chance to drink, her presence shielding them from the threat that waited in the shallows. The crocodile froze, his instincts warring with a sudden understanding. Her courage was not for herself, but for her young. He saw the power of a mother's instinct, a force stronger than any rival, a silent promise that she would risk everything for her cubs. Slowly, the crocodile sank beneath the surface, making no move to attack, his hunger tempered by a newfound respect for the family before him. The standoff ended, not by force, but by respect, a rare moment of peace in a world ruled by survival. Kayleigh watched him retreat, her eyes never leaving the water, then led her cubs back to safety, her mission accomplished for another day. That day, the River King was humbled, learning that true power comes in many forms. Sometimes it is found in compassion and restraint. In the wild, survival belongs not just to the strong, but to the clever, the brave, and those who fight for more than themselves, forging unlikely truces in the heart of the jungle.